Okay. Yeah. What's your question? Want to buy me the dinner or treat me the dinner? Passing score. What was the passing? Oh, passing. Passing. I think I didn't say that. I didn't say that, but I go through the scores. I think at least you attended the course. You should be okay to pass it. But remember, okay, okay. Let me review that again. Okay, let me check it again here. The grading proportion, attendance 10%, and now on your hand, that is here. That is here. I didn't say that, but roughly the TA told me maybe this time the full score is 140, but the lowest one, not the lowest one, the low score group is about 80 and 90. Okay, and I think according to just according to the midterm this time, I think as long as the student attended the midterm and this part should be okay, will not be failed. Only this part. But we still have the final, right? We still have the final. And again, others like digital notes. And later I will create a website and you can set your website to the notes. Is it okay? Okay. So I think, do you remember we discussed the proportion here? Not only me, right? I can code the video. I can record the video. We discussed and everyone agree with that. 10% of the attendance and midterm that's 35, and 20%. So if you think you are not satisfied with that, you can do more on this one. Okay, let's move. Okay, and here you have a better large buffer when the battery lasts for 90 days or 500 days. It seems that you might not be worth to break the contract over 10 days. What if the 10 days was particularly significant? Are there any other things you should consider? You might look at the business relationship with the manufacturer. You might also look at how much it will cost to find a new manufacturer. I love this textbook because it is true. You need to pay another time and your effort to find a new manufacturer. And not only the average day of the quality of the batteries. Okay, these are also questions to consider before making any changes. What this discussion should show you is just because a hypothesis has a statistical significance does not mean it has practical significance. The hypothesis test is just one part of a research process. There are other pieces that you needed to consider. That is what a hypothesis test looks like. All hypothesis tests are done with the same 6 steps. Those general 6 steps are outlined here. First, state the random variables and the parameters in words. And here, what you are defining the unknown are in this problem x, let the x to be random variable, mu, the mean of random variables, if the perimeter of interest is of the mean. There are other parameters you can test. Okay, and Second step, state the non and alternative hypotheses and the level of significance. The first one, non-hypothesis, the mu equals mu non, where the mu zero is the known mean. The second one, alternative hypothesis, mu smaller than the mu zero, mu greater than the mu zero, or you can use mu is not equal to the mu zero, or mu, okay. Also state your alpha level here. Maybe if you cannot make any decision, 0.05 is very common to use. State and check assumption for the hypothesis test. Each hypothesis test has its own assumption that will be stated when the different hypothesis test is discussed. Find the sample statistic, test statistic, and p-value. This depends on the parameter you are working with, how many samples, and assumptions of the test. The p-value depends on your alternative hypothesis. If you are doing the alternative hypothesis with the less than and the left-tailed test, then you will find a probability of being in the left tail. Okay, let's move. Conclusion. This is where you write reject non-hypothesis or fail to reject non-hypothesis. The rule is if the p-value is smaller than alpha, for example, smaller than 0.05, then reject non-hypothesis. If the p-value greater or equal to alpha, for example, 0.05, then fail to reject non-hypothesis. Okay, let me repeat it here again. Generally, we set the alpha as 0.05. It means 5%. The general rule is when p-value after calculation, and now we use the t-test, the z-test, in the future chi-square and f-test, we will find it, and the value is smaller than alpha, we can reject the non-hypothesis. If the p-value greater than or equal to alpha, we fail to reject it, thus we can only accept the non-hypothesis. And interpretation, this is where you interpret the real world terms, the conclusion in the test. Then the conclusion for hypothesis test is that you either have enough evidence to show alternative hypothesis is true, or you do not have enough evidence to show hypothesis is true. You have evidence or you don't have enough evidence, okay? Let's check this. Okay, let's check this example. Identify the hypothesis necessary to test of the following statement. A. Average salary of a teacher is more than $30,000. B. The proportion of students who like math is less than 10%. C. The average age of students in this class differs from 21. Okay, solution 1, X. A, question A. Salary of a teacher. Mu equals mean salary of a teacher. The guess that the mu is greater than $30,000. That is alternative hypothesis. Thus, the non-hypothesis has the same parameter under this equation. Non-hypothesis, mu equals $30,000. Alternative hypothesis, mu greater than $30,000. Okay, after that, the next question, question B, the proportion of students who like math is less than 10%. Here is a question or a statement, but we don't know that is true or not. And now we need to follow the format about hypothesis test to disassemble this question, then solve the problem. B, that the X equals the number of students who like math. P, the proportion of students who like math. And the guess is the proportion is 0 less than 0.1. That is alternative hypothesis. Hypothesis equals 0.1. Alternative hypothesis P less than 0.1. Then, okay, question C. The average age of students in this classroom differs from 21. X, the age of students in this classroom. Mu is the mean of age of students in this classroom. And the guess is when mu is not equal to 21, and that is the alternative hypothesis, like this one. Personally, I'm not a fan of the hypothesis test, but we have no choice because it's from the textbook. Because in the future, I will tell you different way to solve the problem here. Okay, and here, okay. I think the next section is here. Example 7.1.5, stating type 1 error and type 2 errors and picking labels of significance. Okay, here the plant breeding department at a major university developed a new hybrid raspberry plant called Yam berry. Okay, based on the research data, the claim is made that from the time shoots are planted 90 days on average are required to obtain the first berry with a standard deviation of 9.2 days. A corporation that is interested in marketing the product testing 60 shoots by planting them and recording the number of days before each plant procedure is first berry. The sample means is 92.3 days. The corporation wants to know if the mean number of days is more than 90 days claimed. State the type 1 error and type 2 errors in this problem. Okay, here, okay, X, the time of first berry for yam berry plant. The mean time of first berry from yam berry plant. Mu equals 90 days, and the alternative hypothesis, the mu greater than 90 days. Type 1 error, if the corporation does a type 1 error, it means then they will say the plants take longer to produce than 90 days when they didn't. The probability will not want to market the plant if they think they will take longer. Okay, again, if they made the type 1 error, they may misjudge it. How about type 2 error? The corporation does not say the plant take longer than 90 days to produce. When they do take longer, most likely they will market the plants, but actually the plants take longer time to produce the first berry. So consumers might get upset or angry with the company. They will get a better reputation. This will be really bad for the company. Thus, if they set the significant label, it appears the corporation will not want to make it a type 2 error. Pick up a 10% of the significance. That is 10 alpha equals 0.1. And X is the number of original prisoners have died. No, not this question. Only this question. Okay. Is it okay for you? Okay. I think I can stop here Then next week we will move to 7.2. Okay, I think I can stop here. If you have a question or if you think we miscalculate your score, please come here. Please come here. Is it okay?